everybody, you saw that title, so let's get right into making these scalloped potatoes. So here I have approximately 2 pounds of just regular white Idaho potatoes. I actually already started slicing them, so I'm just gonna move that over here slightly. And here I have a potato, and I'm going to slice them. I don't know how thick this is, but I'll try to show you. About like so for our scalloped potatoes. So what I'm gonna do is just gonna slice up all of these. Try to get them up as even as possible to about the same size. Obviously be super careful when using this knife or any knife to cut your potatoes. I'm gonna actually pick this one up. Again, you see the thickness? You want to try to get them as evenly as you can. I'm just gonna just place them here in this dish of cold water. All right, move on to the next. So let's go ahead and just get all of these sliced up, and then we'll be back with our next steps. The next thing is, while we have our potatoes finished, since we finished them, all I did was rinse them with cold water, and now we want to go straight into getting some seasoning on them. So here I have some onion powder, garlic powder, kosher salt, and black pepper, and I'm just going to sprinkle all of that in there. I'm also going to add just a half a cup of milk right now. Right. Then I'm gonna add some onions. I have some onions that I have here sliced up. About, it's a small onion, so I'm gonna say this is probably like, if it depends on the size of your onion. So this is probably like a 1/4 cup of onion, if you will. Next, we're going to be adding some cheddar cheese. So I have mild. You can use whatever type of cheddar you like. If you like sharp or extra sharp, but I actually have mild cheddar cheese. So I'm just gonna add that in there, and I'm just gonna give this a quick stir. Some people layer it, some people make a roux. Not really sure that it's necessary. Once you stir it all in there, it's gonna melt and it's gonna get mixed together regardless. So you just want enough to like coat all of the potatoes. So we're going to be using a full cup of milk. I already poured the first half. Kind of reminds me of making mac and cheese, if you will. But instead of macaroni, you're using potatoes. Alrighty, so let's go ahead, and you want your potatoes to kind of like lay down. I know some people layer them, but same old same. It's gonna cook and bake down together regardless. So go ahead and just use your spoon and just stir it all up and lay them down. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and give it another layer of cheese, but first I'm going to add the rest of the butter, not butter, the rest of the milk. I'm getting all my things mixed up this morning. And then 2 tablespoons of butter, which I just sliced here into pieces. So I'm just going to add them right in there on top. And some more cheese. the onions, get it in there. So it depends on how much cheese you want. It depends on how much potatoes you're making. You know, will determine really how much cheese you use. So you really want enough just to coat the whole top. You really want to make sure the whole top is completely covered. And what we're going to do is bake it off. We're going to bake it off covered first. So I'm going to bake it for half an hour covered in a 350-degree oven. And then I'm going to take the cover off and continue the final cooking process. Here we have it. Let's give that a little bit of parsley flakes on top. And another dash of some salt. It really depends on how much you use to begin with. I didn't put that much salt. Actually, I'm going to put the exact measurements in the description. But just a little drop of salt and some parsley. And here we have our uncooked potatoes. So let's go ahead. I'm going to cover this with some foil, actually. And I will come back after the first. I'm going to come back after the first half an hour and show you what we're looking like. So I'm going to bake this in the oven on I'm going to put it on 375 for half an hour. Then come back and show you what we're looking like, and then take it off, take the top off, and continue the baking process. So let's go ahead and pop this in the oven. All right, everybody, our potatoes have been going in the oven for half an hour, and I'm going to now take the top off. As you can see, our cheese has melted nicely, but they are definitely not cooked. So we're going back in the oven for another half an hour uncovered, and then we will be back. All right, everybody, so here you can see our potatoes after they have been baking in the oven for an additional 50 minutes after I took off the top. So we did a half an hour with the foil on, and then 50 minutes with the foil off. And as you can see, it is bubbling up. Look at that. It is piping hot. So once this cools down a bit, we're going to plate it and give it a try. But look at this. Looks perfect. All right, everybody, now that our potatoes have cooled down a bit, we're going to give them a quick taste. So as you can see, they're super nice and soft, cooked all the way through. And you see the cheese. Perfectly done. The seasoning with a little bit of onions is really, really nice. Gives it a nice flavor. That onion powder and garlic powder, perfect. So this is how you make a nice scalloped potato. Super simple, easy. Hopefully you will give this video a thumbs up. Make it, give it a try, and send me a comment and let me know what you think. Now, and again, hopefully you will enjoy it as much as I'm about to. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again on the next one.